Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. I am joined today by Matt McWilliams. If you want to grow your influence, have a bigger impact, and make more money in the process, our next guest is your go-to guy. Entrepreneurs and companies such as Shark Tank's Kevin Harrington, Zig Ziglar, Ray Edwards, Brian Tracy, Lewis Howe, Shutterfly, Jeff Goins, and Michael Hyatt have all trusted Matt McWilliams to run their affiliate launch. Matt helps online business owners and brands, small and large, to leverage the power of partners to grow their businesses. He teaches you how to make money as an affiliate and how to work better with affiliates. Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Seth.
All right, let's go back in time a little bit. I know you weren't always the go-to guy for affiliate launches. How did you get started?
Yeah, well, I was the guy at one point back in 2005, Memorial Day 2005, that knew nothing about this world. We had a company, we sold insurance leads. So we connected consumers with insurance agents, and we had one of those like come to Jesus meetings, as we say down south, at least, where, we had like $5,000 left in the bank, and we were about to go out of business. We had maybe a week left. And I remember sitting in the office, our CEO and CFO and me, I was the COO, and we're like, okay, what are we going to do? And I'd heard about these people called affiliates, right? I was like, radio stations, like, what is that, right? But again, this is 2005. So nowadays, like most people at least have a basic concept of what affiliate marketing is, or, you're going to go get some affiliates. Okay. I at least kind of know what that means. You don't have to explain it in depth. Back then, I Googled it, and like, there was like 6 blog posts that explained anything about this topic. Like there were only a couple hundred affiliate programs on earth at that time. So it was Memorial Day weekend. It was Friday afternoon. We basically decided this was going to be our salvation, because number one, we don't have to pay anything until we make something. That was huge for a company that had $5,000 in the bank. Number two, we felt like it was going to bring in warm prospects. That's proved to be true over the last 15 years. They're the warmest prospects you can possibly find. And then I think the third big thing for us was we saw the scalability of it. Like it really felt like it was infinitely scalable. We didn't have to worry about targeting and things like that. So I spent that entire Memorial Day weekend, like I'm supposed to be eating bratwurst. I'm supposed to be, sitting on somebody's porch, drinking a beer, enjoying the sun. It was a beautiful weekend. I kid you not, I spent 18 hours a day, all 3 days in the office, like head down, trying to figure this out. There was no model. There was no affiliate guy. Like I said, there maybe were a few blog posts. I kind of got the basic understanding. And I just kind of figured it out myself. Like I just, trial and error, right? That week we got our first couple of affiliates. I still remember our very first affiliate guy's name was Brandon Miller. He's
That's
from
awesome.
Western North Carolina, he called me up, "Hey Matt, it's Brandon." And I'm like, if he called me today, he wouldn't have to say his name or anything. I would know who he is. Like it was that kind of accent. And he made like $300 the first week for us. And I'm like, okay, we got our second affiliate like the next day. And the first week with our affiliate program, we made like $1,000, which was combined with the $5,000 we had and the $4,000 expenses was like just enough to like eke to another week. The next week we made about $3,000 again. We're like eking by. 18 months later, we were doing over $1 million a month.
Wow.
That was kind of the genesis story. It was total desperation back then. But what I've learned is like every company, I don't care what niche you're in. We work with clients in the parenting niche, the the financial niche, the internet marketing niche, you name a niche, like pretty much we've probably worked in it. Guitar, ballroom dance, sign language.
I think you've got it
every
covered.
musical niche you can name, you got to have an affiliate program. It's the fastest, easiest way to scale a company.
Awesome. So that was a lot of information. I'm sure the longer version of that story, if it isn't in a book somewhere, it
will be. Yeah, I'm not this book, but the next book, it's in there. Yeah, it is.
Listen, if you need a publishing company, let me know. We'd be happy to talk.
Absolutely, man. I'd love to talk.
All right. So let's talk about that. So for our folks who are watching and listening who don't know, who were under the rock you were under back in the beginning, what is an affiliate program and why should they want one?
Yeah. So I liken affiliate marketing to, it's kind of the modern day version of, I think, like 5,000 years ago. Now, I'm not like an ancient history, buff. I like, for me, history started in 1776, like just being
You've
honest.
just offended half the people watching, but that's okay.
Yeah, I know. But like a couple, no, and I say that because it's like, that was the modern era. That was when, okay, for the first time, a major monarchy kind of collapsed, at least in terms of losing that. And I think it's fascinating because, progress accelerated starting around that time anyway, about 25 years before that. So to me, history is about 250, 270 years old. That said, I know some stuff happened before that. And I kind of liken it to, 2000 BC, the Roman Empire. I don't even know if it was around back then, but like, Claudius and Octavius are walking around Rome, and Claudius owns a deli and Octavius is a lawyer. Claudius is like, hey, I don't even know who I just assigned to be the deli and the
right. That's okay.
attorney owner. One of them says to the other, hey, some of my attorney friends, like, they need to come to your deli. I'm going to send them your way. And he's like, awesome. Send them my way. Every new customer, you get a free meal. And then the other one's like, hey, I'm going to, some of my fellow deli owners around town and my other restaurant owners, like, that I mastermind with, right? They need a good attorney. I'm going to say, awesome, man. If you do that, and you never need to sue anybody, it's on me. That's affiliate marketing. I mean, if you think about it, it's the purest sense. All we did about 30 years ago, 25 years ago, when Amazon kind of invented this, was add technology to it. It's really all we did. In its simplest form, it's this. If I'm an affiliate, I'm going to promote you, Seth. And every time you sell something from somebody that I referred you, you're going to give me a percentage of the revenue. From the other side, as a affiliate program owner, as a merchant, as we would call them a business owner, I'm going to go out and look for people. And we'll talk about how to find these people, but I'm going to go out and look for people who could potentially send traffic to me. And every time they make a sale, I'm going to share it with them. And again, going back to that point that was so beneficial to us when we started, the best part about this, and you can't do this with Zuckerberg, you can't do this with LinkedIn, you can't do this with, Sergey and Larry. I don't know of any network where you can do this. They send you the traffic, they make the sales, and you get to keep the money for a period of time. Like, even in the shortest, typically it's weekly is pretty much the shortest range most people operate on. But back then we were doing like net 45, which meant for 45 days, we got the cash flow, which was awesome. So that's basically what it is at its purest form.
Awesome. So let's break that down a little bit. We all tell other people about things we like. Go watch this movie on Amazon Prime, try this restaurant on DoorDash. We're doing it every day. It's the backyard neighbor over the fence from 50 years ago. Now we do it on social. The difference is we just don't get paid for it. This way, I tell someone to go try this restaurant on DoorDash. I give them a unique code that's trackable only to me. Yep. They buy through my code. I get a check from DoorDash saying, thanks so much for the referral. That's the simplest kind of online form of this. So now I had the epiphany, it was 10, 15 years ago. I decided that there was an internet marketing cult. I said, every time there's a product launch, I get an email from Frank, from Eben, from Ryan, from Mike, from everybody saying, no, buy through my link and get my bonuses. I got better bonuses.
Yeah.
And I said, man, they must sit around a room and plan out who's going to launch each week or each month. I wish I could be in that room. I wish I could get my stuff on their radar too. Now, I never pulled that off, but I did build my own cult of evangelists who promote us through our affiliate program every single week. And we now build them for all of our clients. So I am a product of the product and a believer 100%. What do you think some of the biggest because you've helped build tons of these for household name celebrities in our industry and in others. So what do you think are some of the biggest mistakes business owners, online brands, entrepreneurs are making when it comes to starting and growing an affiliate program?
Yeah, I mean, the first one really like they think, okay, I'll start with this one because I think it's actually kind of a myth that is, and it's a very pervasive myth that, quite frankly, just absolutely drives me utterly insane. Like, I'm glad other people are saying it because I can come in and say, no, that's not true. And I look like the hero. And I mean, so I'm kind of glad about that. Number one is that like one of the biggest mistakes is, okay, we need to grow slow and steady. You know, like, okay, we got to start off with like one affiliate. We'll test things out for a few months and then we'll add a second affiliate. And like, how long is that going to take to scale past like 10, a year, 2 years? Like, I get the concept. The premise is we don't want to scale so fast that we can't handle it. We don't want to scale so fast that we burn bridges. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Like, unless you are in that like 0.01% outlier of affiliate programs, you're not going to scale so fast that you can't handle it. And so what happens is they say, I got to scale slow. I got to scale slow. It actually becomes a kind of a means to getting burned out with your business, as opposed to actually exploding, and scaling very fastly. Like I said, we scaled from nothing to $1 million a month in about 18 months. But even in month 6, we were doing $250,000, and it was like, I thought that was fun. Like this was a ride. Like this was being on a rocket ship, right? This is awesome, So I think growing slowly is probably the biggest one. Another one is you have to know all of your affiliates. Like you have to have a personal relationship with all of your affiliates. That's fine if you're going to have 50 affiliates, maybe even upwards of 100, but if you're going to scale, I mean, like my first affiliate program, when we were doing $1 million a month, we had 4,000 affiliates. I remember Brandon, again, first one, right? I talked to him for like 2 hours. Like I could do that with him. Once we hit about 200, I couldn't do that anymore. So what was I going to do? Like, nope, I cannot personally have a relationship with affiliate number 201 where you're not going to accept him into the program. Like, it would be stupid. We'd have been a $250,000 affiliate program forever. We would have never scaled. So that myth, like, okay, I got to know everybody. I got to have a personal relationship. It's not true. So when you set out to do that, it holds you back. The third, probably biggest mistake though, is when you're reaching out to prospective affiliates. One of the things we do with new clients is I actually will tell them, submit to me the email that you'd like to send to a prospective, affiliate, or the Facebook message or the text message, doesn't matter. And it comes back. And for those of you watching, I'm holding my hands up at a link that is bigger than the average computer monitor, perhaps bigger than most televisions today. Okay. So this is a 17-paragraph treatise on how you came up with the idea for your product, how your grandfather inspired you with his story from Vietnam, and how you got your first customer, all this stuff, the price point, this, that, who it's for, yada, 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 yada. And it is this 17-paragraph thing. Here's the thing. If somebody sends you an email with 17 paragraphs unsolicited, even if you have a decent relationship with them, what's your first reaction?
I'm not reading it. Delete.
So we tell people we have it's called the 4-sentence rule. First email out, no more than 4 sentences. Here's my thing. I'm asking you because I think it would be a good fit for you. Here's why. Let me know what you think. And here's the magic thing. We are not looking for a yes. On that initial email, when I reach out and say, hey, basically the email, if I were to sum it up, do you want to promote me? That's the summation of the email. I'm not looking for them to go, yes. Although about 5 out of 100 actually do say that. Why? Because it's the perfect fit. They already had heard of me. In fact, they were thinking 2 weeks ago, I should reach out to Matt McWilliams and promote him. Like I do get those. Most of the people will respond back with either no, which is perfectly acceptable. Great. As we know, no is a great answer. We love no in sales, right? This is sales, right? We love no because it means I can cross you off my list and waste no more time with you. But we're looking for the 3 magic words. Tell me more. Now they've invited me to write back with not a 17-paragraph thing, but a 5-paragraph email that has some of the details. Like, well, let's say it's for stay-at-home moms who are looking to start a side business. It's for homeschool parents looking to teach their kids a foreign language. Here's the price point. Here's a little bit more about it. And if it's a launch, for example, and not an evergreen product, here are the dates that you need to know. And now you invite a little bit more, and they come back and go, and they usually will ask one more question. And it's a very specific question, like, well, can you sell in Europe? Or, does this work if for single moms, not just, married stay-at-home moms or whatever, they'll ask a very specific question. You answer that question and they go, I'm in. That's the biggest mistake I see, is that they want to tell it because it's your product, right? It's your baby. So of course you want to tell everybody everything. And that's just a huge mistake out of the gate.
Okay. Those are all really, really helpful. Now let's talk about the other side. What are the 3 most important things to do right? You talked about in terms of getting people's attention to potentially talk about being an affiliate. How about they're becoming an affiliate? We're doing a launch, or we're getting them to promote. What are some of the best practices?
Okay. So number 1, we'll start with you haven't got them on board yet. Maybe they said, tell me more, and you sent the longer email. Number 1, follow up. Again, this is like sales 101 almost, right? But I see this. I see this all the time. I'll get an email. I mean, I get approached at least every other day. Hey, Matt, I have this product. Would you promote it? Most of them make the mistake and it's too long, but I'm in this industry, so I still read the email sometimes. And so I respond back and say, tell me more. They send back, this, shorter or longer email that has more information, or they send me to a link. Great. Well, I don't respond because I'm busy.
Yes.
Because I have a life, because it got buried in the wrong folder in my email. My assistant accidentally deleted it. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons. Then I never hear from them. And then it occurs to me one day, I'm like, I'll be, talking to somebody, I'm doing a podcast episode. I'm like, it reminds me, whatever happened to that guy that approached me about that program? That he has a tool that would be great for my audience, and he never followed up.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, you just wasted I could make you $100,000 a year or more, and you just wasted. So we set 8-day follow-ups. Like when we're reaching out to people, we'll follow up every 8 days. Only reason I pick 8 days is because it hits a different day of the week, just in case, I'm really hard to reach on Wednesdays. So sometimes the emails get buried. So number 1, follow up in the pre, like the dating phase, right? So now they come back and they say, I'm in, sign me up. Awesome. Great. The biggest thing you can do then is you got to keep them engaged. So let's say you're going to promote our big launch. I think our big launch, we haven't set the date yet because we had something happen, and I think it's going to be October 9th, right? Well, we're recording this in January. If you're on board in January, what the heck am I doing between now and say like September 20th? Because you hit the week before the launch, for example, or the big promo, and scarcity kind of takes care of itself. Like we're starting in a week, woo, What do you do in January and February? Well, we want to just keep them engaged. I always liken it to, especially in today's world, attention is moving from the front of the brain to the back of the brain. This is the best visual I can get. And right when it starts to move to the back of the brain, it almost like escapes the back of their head, we ping them, with a Facebook message or an email or a text, whoop, and it moves right to the front, and then it starts to slide to the back, whoop, and I'm just keeping it up there in the front of their brain. And so what am I doing? I'm shooting a video and saying, hey, Seth, I'm on the set. We're recording the new course. I just wanted to reach out to you and say, hey, blah, 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 right? Or it could even be just a mass thing. Hey guys, I'm on set and I wanted to, let you know we're re-recording all of our marketing material. We're super excited about this, yada, yada, yada. Like I'm keeping them engaged, keeping them in touch with what's going on, moving it to the front of their brain. And then the third thing you got to do, sorry, I sound like I just went through puberty there.
It's fine.
That was weird. The third big, thing that you got to do, so we've got them, we got them on board, we're keeping them engaged, is once the promotion starts, or if it's evergreen, this is, an ongoing thing, you want to keep them enthused. You want to keep them excited. And so we do that through things like leaderboards. Pre-COVID, if you ever walked into a gym that knows what the heck they're doing, almost every gym I've ever been into that works with one of our clients, actually, they have a leaderboard of like the top 5 members who referred clients, and the winner gets a cruise. Like pretty intense, right? And you walk in and you see this every time you walk in and you're going, man, I should refer 5 people. So leaderboards, contests, prizes, reaching out to an affiliate and saying, hey, last month you sent 89 sales. If you send 100 this month, I'm going to send you to the final 4. Now, your product may not lend itself to 11 sales being worth a final 4 trip. But if you have a $2,000 product, what's a final 4 trip? $5,000? Well, that's $22,000 for $5,000. And here's the thing. 3 things are going to happen usually. Number one, they're probably, if they fall short, but they made 7 extra sales, well, you got those for free. Number 2, if they hit 100, they're probably going to blow through it and hit 112. So you got, basically an extra 25 sales for $5,000. And 3, if they hit it, they're probably going to stay there because that's become their new norm. And then every month for the next 5 years, you get an extra 13 sales for free.
That is absolutely fantastic. I know your time's incredibly valuable. You've got resources for people to learn how to do this better themselves. And obviously an agency we can hire for it. Talk a little bit real brief before we wrap about both of those.
Yeah. So number one, I would encourage people, if you don't have an affiliate program, like you're like I was, and the Friday before Memorial Day 2005, you're like, what the heck? I don't even know where to start. The good news is you don't have to do like I did and make this up as you go. We kind of, I spent about 5 years making it up as I went, figured out a system. That's the good news. If you go to mattmcwilliams.com/shark, you can grab my report. It's called Your First 100 Affiliates. We got 15 places in there. A few of them are going to kind of surprise you. Like, I never would have thought to work with schools, for instance, or nonprofits. Those are 2 examples that'll shock people. Some of them are pretty straightforward, but we've got some email templates in there about how to reach out. That 4-sentence email that I shared earlier, you can literally copy paste it. In fact, our clients, our coaching clients, I always enjoy seeing them because I'll get an email forwarded to me from like a friend, and they're like, hey, this has got to be one of your clients, right? And I'm like, yep, they're one of our clients because they copied and pasted our email, or actually sometimes it's like, no, I've never even heard of that person. They just downloaded this report. I'm like, that's awesome. So we got some templates in there for how to reach out to prospective affiliates as well. And then if you do have an affiliate program and you're running a 6-figure plus business, best way to reach out to us, just go to youraffiliatelaunchcoach.com and apply there. We'll do a free coaching call, kind of help you create a plan for, accelerating your affiliate program. And if you're a good fit, you might be a, good coaching client for us. We're helping, tons of entrepreneurs do exactly what our mission is as a company, help them turn their 6-figure business into a 7-figure business, their 7-figure business into an 8-figure business through scaling with affiliates.
Awesome. This has been Seth Greene from Sharkpreneur with Matt McWilliams, the affiliate guy from mattmcwilliams.com/shark and youraffiliatelaunchcoach.com. Matt, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Seth.
Thanks everybody for watching or listening. We'll see you next time.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.